They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet. Gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen. In Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Is it not beautiful outside, Mrs. Farmer?
It's finally beautiful.
You know what? We were mowing today, and I saw. Oh, guess what we're having for dinner?
I got my weapon.
Oh,
woo! See, I'm telling you.
We have a very aggressive.
I don't. Now keep him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, it's a black rat snake. Now let me show you. These are good animals.
Timmy.
All right. Now listen, he can't hurt you.
Okay.
All right.
I hate snakes.
I know you do. Now let's explain what he's doing. Now, tell me the truth. When we went down the hill and I came carrying him down and you were on tomorrow, what did you say?
Where's my shovel?
No, what'd you say? You said throw him in front of me.
Yeah, because if I saw him, I'd run him over. My grandma, if she had any kind of garden tool on her and a snake came, you used it.
All right. Now, let's explain.
He's making noise.
Listen. See his tail? He's rattling his tail. Do you know how many times that gets that poor snake killed? This snake, now you can see a little bit of pattern on him. Listen to his tail. Watch his tail shake.
He's ready to get me.
No, he's not going to get you. He's already bit me twice, but they
Okay.
can't hurt you. He eats mice.
Ooh.
He eats rats.
We could catch those with the trap.
Now, he is a farmer's friend. They used to keep these around silos and places like that because they really do take care of the critters that eat, your corn and things like that. Look at the shape of the head. Notice that it has round pupils. A poisonous snake will have elliptical pupils. In the United States, there's only one poisonous snake that has round eyes, and that's a coral snake. Elliptical is like a cat, the up and down. They also have heat sensors, or they call them pit vipers. They have pits. So he's only got his little nose holes that he breathes through. He's very cranky because he can't see too well. And you notice he's not trying to take off because he can't see. I'm gonna put him up here by the porch somewhere and hope he gets in there and gets our little mice and all those little critters.
And maybe you can scare people as they come over. That's nice.
You sure you don't want to hold him or kiss
I'm
him?
good. He can stay.
You
Hey.
good? I'm gonna take him and let him go. All right. Now, most people would not imagine that you would ever want to have this around your house.
I agree.
Because I want it here. You know what they say, the suggested number of snakes that you need to have around a house like this? 17. So I got to catch 16 more snakes to put around here. Saw one over here earlier, one garter snake down here. They all serve their purpose. They're all get the critters off.
Yeah.
Important stuff to have around. You know what? Today we've got a great show for you. We're going to have, if you look over here, you'll notice I have two lodge pans, two 12-inch pans stacked on top of each other. What's that mean?
You're going to make two things.
Now, I have seen people stack these 5, 6, 7 tall. Now, there's coals on the bottom, coals on the top.
Right.
We've got a fire going over here because we're going to make some interesting stuff. Now, let's go back and talk about our grandfathers and grandmothers. And a lot of people are going to remember that whenever you were around your grandparents, pickled beets,
Right.
relish, pickled pears.
Pickled everything.
Pickled everything. But the old timers had these pickled things that they would use specifically for, pork or chicken.
Right.
One of the things they used a lot for pork and chicken was peaches.
Yeah.
And they did a simple pickling solution. And that would make a nice syrupy juice to go along with that peach. Back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, they started canning stuff. After World War II, the rations came out of a tin can. They started doing more and more stuff in a tin can. That kind of changed the whole world. If it's cheaper to go to the grocery store and buy, back then for 5 cents, buy a can of pears already produced or whatever. So they started taking these pears, peaches, and the sugar sauce that's in it, and they would take it a step further and they would pickle that and have it as a side dish or a complementary fruit to that dish. And we're going to do that tonight. An old-fashioned thing that people used to do, they used to make rolls, meat rolls with things inside of them.
Yeah.
Remember the gelatin? Talk about those memories.
The gelatin, Grandma would take vegetables, fresh vegetables, and chop them up and put them in like a gelatin mold. So they'd be cold and it would be like a clear gelatin and you could see all the pretty vegetables and cut into it.
Would it be a sweet?
And she'd sweeten it up a little bit sometimes or leave it plain. So you just cut into it and your
Like
vegetables
radishes?
Yeah, they were crunchy inside of this gelatin.
That was kind of big back in the
gelatins.
40s and the 50s. And,
You did that to your
carried
meats,
on
too.
into the 60s,
Right.
yeah. So the loaves and the pinwheels
Yes.
and all this kind of stuff. Tonight we're going to take our pork, our ground pork. Now, when we have our pig processed, we found through our favorite processor, they gave us the choice to have ground pork in packages,
Right.
in 1 pound packages. If I
Perfect.
want to make bologna,
Right?
if you want to make a pork burger,
Spaghetti.
spaghetti, you can make your own
Perfect.
sausage, you can make
Right.
an Italian sausage out of that. There's so much you can do with ground pork. And I know I've been talking about this. We need to make this again. When we were in Hawaii, a lot of folks over there, we'd go to the grocery store and ground pork was everywhere,
Right.
very commonly used.
For everything.
On the Big Island, I
Yeah.
noticed a lot of ground pork. Great recipes over there. So we're going to take tonight some ground pork, some sauerkraut, some peppers and onions, make something fantastic. Then we're going to have the pickled peaches
the
alongside
side.
of that. And then we've had so many people say, y'all don't do enough breakfast stuff. How about some good old-fashioned cinnamon rolls
Yum.
on the Dutch oven?
That's good.
All right, I tell you what, we're going to have to grab some stuff. We'll be right back, but we have one fantastic show planned for you. I can't wait.
I'm hungry.
I can't wait. I'm starving. All right, let's get some stuff. Just the thought of cinnamon rolls. I mean, we're not big sweet eaters, but every now and then you have to splurge.
Yeah, we do.
It's just phenomenal. Give us an overview of how this thing's going to work.
So what I'm going to need you to do is help me. I need to warm some milk up to about 100 degrees. I don't want to scald it. I've already warmed 4 tablespoons of butter, and I'm letting it sit to kind of get room temperature, but not be hard. We don't want that. And then we're going to take our bowl. We're going to add 1 package of dry yeast,
All right.
a 1/4 cup of warm water, and 2 tablespoons of honey. And we're going to stir that up and let it kind of sit for about 5 minutes till it gets a little bit bubbly. After it does that, you'll have my milk for me. We'll pour that in. We'll also pour in the butter, the 4 tablespoons, 2 eggs, and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Once that's together, we're going to start adding flour. And we're going to add 5 cups all together. I'll add a cup at a time and then get it all to where it's kind of sticky dough. And then I'm going to knead it by hand for about 10 minutes. Once we have everything mixed and it looks good and I've kneaded it for about 10 minutes, we'll put it in a bowl. And we're going to oil it up. Give me a little oil on top of here too. I'm going to rub it on there. Oil all over the place, and we're going to let this rise for at least an hour until your food's ready. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
There we go. I'm a mess. So if you want to, we're going to get a wet towel.
Let's
and cover
clean
it.
up. Let's get you cleaned up. And then let's start. We need a towel or something to put over
Yeah,
this.
we're going to dampen a towel and put that over top.
Sounds good. Now, there's a little bit of preparation there.
Right.
You know, but this is homemade stuff. Now, here's the great part about this. Here's the absolutely wonderful, wonderful part. You're getting ready to go camping.
Right.
You're getting ready to pack your Dutch ovens up and all your cooking utensils because you're going to the woods.
Right.
Now, what can you do with that to make it travel friendly?
We could do that too, because the next step when this is done is we're going to roll it out. We're going to put like a cinnamon sugar and nut and raisin mixture on it, roll it up, and we could freeze that and take it with us. But we're going to eat it tonight.
After you've frozen it, take it with you for the next day or whatever. You got fresh stuff. You don't have to worry about, you know, letting the bread rise
Right,
hard.
just bring it out and let it come to room temperature and raise a little bit, and you got yourself cinnamon rolls.
Or if you want it every morning. you
Yeah,
have
we
2 or
could do
3 of
that.
them.
Good idea.
I remember my grandmother talking about tomato relish.
Yum.
And some of the things that we thought were odd as kids, you know, pickled beets and things like that,
Right.
he absolutely loved. And as you get older, your tastes develop, you'd like to try more stuff. This is as easy as having some peach halves, which you can buy. We're going to take the juice, pour into this pan, because we're going to simmer this for about 5 minutes. All right, take our peaches, we're going to put them in here. Notice that fits just perfect. Now, you can do with apricots too. Now, we're going to take a teaspoon of cloves.
Okay.
Cloves are expensive.
Yes, they are.
Probably, yeah.
About good.
That's about right. We're going to take a stick of cinnamon, teaspoon of allspice, 1/4 cup of vinegar, white vinegar. We're going to take this over the fire and we're going to simmer that for about 5 minutes. When we're done, we'll pour them over the peaches, put them in the fridge for up to 8 hours. We're going to chill that. Now these are some we made. We'll show you those in a minute. But I'm going to the fire right now. Take the cinnamon stick, put it in, pour everything in, pop the top on it, And look what
Voila.
we've got in the refrigerator.
Into the fridge.
About 8 hours. Now the thing is, when we take this fruit out, now back in the old days, they didn't waste anything.
Right.
They would take those peaches out and you'd have those along with your dish. Now the great thing about the old timers is they didn't waste anything.
Right.
That is a perfect pickling solution. Sweet, sour.
It's got the peaches in it now.
Take your peaches out, boom, you have them with your dish to enhance the flavor of your pork or chicken. Then they come back and say, okay, well, let's put some apples in here. Then you have that for the next
Pineapple,
dish,
whatever.
pineapple, whatever you wanted to put in there, and you still have that solution. Just keep using it until it's done.
And they said keep heating it up, heat it
Keep
back
heating
up,
it up.
and then put it in fridge. Perfect.
Put it right back in the fridge and you're good to go. So that's going to be what we have with our pork dish
Yum.
here very shortly. In fact, we better get that started.
Yes, we should.
Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some salt, pepper, take some garlic. Then I'm going to put some breadcrumbs, just like you're making a meatloaf, kind of. I'm going to come back with an egg. Boom. And then we're going to take this and start mixing that up. Now we're going to take a little Worcestershire sauce. And regardless of how you say it, there'll be 15 people tell you to say it the other way. So I'm going to call it Wakamomi sauce. Wakamomi sauce.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah. Let's get that mixed up. Now let's go ahead and start mixing our pork in there.
One. So you're putting 2 pounds.
Yeah. A little big here.
I can get my hands in there if you want me to.
And just keep adding breadcrumbs until you get the consistency you want. I'll tell you what we're going to do too. We're going to take just a little bit of onion and a little bit of pepper and put in that mix.
All right, let me cut that up for you.
Yeah. All right, now let's get some wax paper, spread it out. All right, let's take that and put it out on the wax paper.
In a rectangle.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, now, you know a lot of times when you have pork, you have sauerkraut. Now, one thing I do like with my sauerkraut, I like to put a little sugar in it. If that's not your thing, you don't have to do that. I like caraway seed. I've always liked caraway seed. We're going to put a good healthy amount in there. Just enough to color it up and give it a little taste. And we're going to take some onions and cut them in strips, real fine, real thin.
Long, halfway?
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Let's just drop that in with sauerkraut.
Want all this?
Now, when I cook my sauerkraut up, and here's where you can refer to, if you're looking for a good sauerkraut recipe, hey, we got one. Remember Lois's sauerkraut? Quick and easy. When your cabbage comes on, boom. Good way to store it.
Apple chunks in there?
We've been looking up some really old recipes.
We have.
You know, we've been talking to some folks about getting some good recipes out there. We've got our pork all laid out. We've got our sauerkraut. You know, I'd probably go half a quart, maybe a little bit more of your quart jar.
Okay.
Once you make Lois's wonderful recipe. We're going to put some pimentos in there. You could put roasted red peppers, but they're going to be already soft, so you don't have to worry about those cooking up. Now what let's do, let's evenly spread this out. All right, now see where we are?
Looks good.
Now, we're going to roll that up.
Right?
Like you've done this before, Mrs. Farmer,
I have it.
but probably not this exact recipe.
No.
Now, I like my pork and I like my sauerkraut and I like everything that's in this. So let's go see if we can get a sizzle sound going. As we move up in the world, it's very convenient to use charcoal briquettes because you know the exact temperature. But the further you go, we're going to try to wean you into using pieces of actual coals in the fireplace. You got plenty of those once you got your fire going. Oh, the sizzle!
Perfect.
Listen to that. I just got a whiff of that.
I can
You
hear
smell
it.
that?
I can hear it sizzling too, yes.
I'm telling you what, I know how this is going to taste, and I can't wait. That's kind of a meal all by itself, but
Yes, it
we
is.
do need dessert tonight.
Yeah, we do.
We're celebrating
Nice weather.
Nice Weather Day.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's get this out and get it going.
Let's see how it looks. This is actually
lose
sat a
the
couple
light.
hours. Look
Beautiful.
how yummy that looks.
It's only got one ant on it.
Okay, that's perfect.
I'll get him over there.
And I'm going to grab it, give me a little flour. And what we're going to do is just kind of roll this out.
Now tonight we're going to do something we haven't done for a while. I'm not sure we've done it on this show, but we talked about stacking. Now, this doesn't take as long to cook as the pork. So what I'm going to try to do is time this to be done about the same time as the pork when we pull the pork off.
All right. How's that look?
All right, beautiful. Now what do you do?
Now we have some melted butter.
How much?
I have a whole stick here. We may not need it all, but I made it just in case. I was trying to make this even. Get rid of the straw.
I'm glad we have a beautiful sanitary cooking area.
You're camping.
You're camping. People get so particular. You know, how they think they did it in the old days?
Want to smooth it with a spoon for me? Is it even?
Got a perfectly level working surface.
Smooth it a little, and I'll get a little. This will help hold it. I got a little brown sugar here.
No, you got a lot of brown sugar.
I know I do. Actually, I have a cup and a half. We're going to use quite a bit of it. And I got some raisins here, 'cause I know you like your raisins. I can't believe you didn't suggest raisins.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, and some pecans.
Right.
Got to give it a little bit of something. So I got some pecans, or you could put walnuts or whatever.
Thank you, Nathan Sangster.
Yeah, for the pecans.
Those are real Georgia pecans right there.
And let's do some cinnamon. We need a little bit more brown sugar. We need more sugar because it's a cinnamon roll. This has got to be sweet and wonderful and beautiful. And I'm putting about the whole, I had a cup and a half of brown sugar here, and I think I used it all. All right, I move this because I'm going to roll this up kind of like we just did our meat.
It's all about the rolls tonight.
Yes, it is. And you know, if you wanted to, you're camping, you could freeze this just like this. But we're going to cook ours tonight. You could take this roll, wrap it up, freeze it, and take it camping and cut it later. But we're going to eat tonight. And I'd like to get 12 in there, but we made this pretty big.
Yeah.
We always overdo it a little bit.
Let's make some big old
Oh, you want
ones.
about there?
Yeah.
All right.
Make them thick. These are going to rise a little bit as we cook them. You know, it's a good time to tell you now about our Facebook page, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Facebook page. Like it, see where we're going, what we're doing, and talk with us, chat with us on there, share some ideas. And check out timfarmerscountrykitchen.com. Check out all the recipes you might not have seen. There's a bunch of them on there. How-tos, all kinds of good stuff.
You can't eat it, it's too pretty.
That's a work of art.
Got a couple more here. I can do some little ones on the side.
We're gonna have to clean up our mess. Look at our table.
I know.
Hope we haven't scratched the surface. You know what? That's a work of art.
Yes, it
It's a
is.
thing of beauty.
We're going to make icing later for it.
So tonight, it's all about the pinwheel.
It is.
And we cut
the pinwheel
they look
knife.
exactly the same. I smell how that's cooking. I already have in my mind the flavor of that along with the peaches. All right, let's clean this mess up.
I face the barren waste without the taste of water, cool water. Old Dan and I with throats burnt dry and souls that cry for water, cool, clear water. The nights are cool and I'm a fool. Each star's a pool of water, cool water. But with the dawn I'll wake and yawn and carry on to water, cool, clear water. Well, I keep a moving, Dan, don't you listen to him, Dan. He's a devil, not a man, and he spreads the burning sands with water. Old Dan, can you see that big green tree where the water's running free and it's waiting there for you and me? Water, cool, clear water. The shadows sway and seem to say, tonight we pray for water, cool water. And way up there he'll hear our prayer and show us where there's water. Cool, clear water. Oh, well, keep on moving, Dan. Don't you listen to him, Dan. He's a devil, not a man. And he spreads the burning sand with water. Oh, Dan, can you see that big green tree where the water's running free? And he's waiting there for you and me. Water. Cool, clear water. Cool, clear water. Cool, clear water.
It has been, 45 minutes
All right.
or so. Take a look, see what they look like. Now you made a sauce to pour on top. What you got in it?
Yes, we did. We actually took a stick of butter
Okay.
and we put in, oh my goodness, that's perfect. 2 tablespoons of honey, and I put in powdered sugar, about probably, what, half cup to a cup. I just kept stirring
Just till
in.
it got thick enough.
And I saw you sneak some cinnamon. Oh, those are perfect.
Look at that.
So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to drizzle this on
Oh
there.
no,
Isn't that
that's
terrible?
not going to be good.
And let it kind of harden up a little bit. Oh, those are perfect. All right, that looks perfect. Let's let that sit. Wow.
All right. Now at this point, the pork has been on for an hour. So we're going to check it. And at this time, we're going to take some cheese, and you can use pepper jack, you can use whatever you want. We're going to lay this across the top. All right. I gotta get
wait.
some cheese. We've been waiting on this a long time. As you can tell, our light has changed drastically. It is the end of the day.
That's delicious.
Ground pork. Mm-hmm. Now what you have to do,
A little peach with it. Wow. Wow.
is
I
that not
like
the
that.
perfect? Doesn't that just enhance that flavor?
That's really good. I can see why my grandfather liked that.
Yeah.
That's delicious with the pork. I haven't had meatloaf with pork before. I really like that. You gonna stop eating? You can't.
Nope. But this is hard to stop eating.
That is good. That's delicious.
Ground pork. We eat a lot of hamburger,
Right.
but man, oh man, we have a whole bunch of this in the freezer, and we're about to get some more.
Know what you're gonna be making?
Go to your store, get some ground pork, and try this. Look at the ooey gooey. It's all over the place. The cheese, the sauerkraut,
Peach.
the peach.
It's delicious. I think the
And
dogs smell the food.
I think Maggie wants some. Our grandparents knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they did.
They grew up tough, but man, they took what they had and they made the best of it.
Right.
And when I'd see my grandfather eating some relish, corn relish, tomato relish, any kind of pickled something along with his meat, that was they understood how to match
Mix,
things with other things. They took like we said, after this juice is left over, we use half an apple for a recipe. You pop that in
Right.
there, and you got that for next
Right.
time. You know what? Again, let me remind you about our Facebook page, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Facebook page. Like it. Check out where we're going, what we're doing. Talk with us. Share recipes with us. And check out timfarmerscountrykitchen.com for recipes you might not have seen. Set that over and get to it here in a minute. Now it's time for dessert. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Just flaky, beautiful, on a Dutch oven. Now it was a little involved, but not terrible.
But you could pre-make it and just throw them in there. What do you think?
It's like donuts. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Wow.
let me tell you what.
It's been one of the best dinners ever.
Look at that.
They're so huge. They really, and
Look at that.
They're
This is
unbelievable.
from scratch now.
Wow.
And this is Dutch oven. This is what you can do right outside your home. Oh, Mrs. Farmer, you got done yourself here.
You want your
I'm going to
cinnamon-
dig right in the middle
I
where
want
the
the middle
most good
too.
is.
Oh, wow.
Don't forget our Facebook page, like it. And remember, it's all about
Good times
good friends.
and good eats.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
order a cookbook, please call 502-319-0487 or email timfarmerck@gmail.com.